We got some little cryptanthus. That one's called Ruby. Just a bivitatus, Cryptanthus bivitatus, just a color form of that. I used to sell a lot of that kind of stuff. In fact, back in the day, Josh and I started our businesses, kind of formally started our businesses anyway, at about the same time. And we are, I don't know, about 40 miles apart. He would call me or email me and ask for plants to sell, and I would give him plants to sell. And at some point, it turned out that it was just easier for me to grow all the plants. So for a while, for several years, all of the plants you'd order at Josh's Frogs used to come directly out of my greenhouse when I lived in Stockbridge. Josh is an amazing businessman, and he has far outgrown my capacity to grow plants and ship plants. Not if I didn't want to hire like 10 people, and I don't. So a few years ago, actually probably more than a few years ago now, he took the business. I offered to give him that back, or I'm not sure how the arrangements worked, but I basically gave him all the frog plants, and he has his own staff. So now he has, I don't know, 10, 12 people working in the plant department. There's 3 that work here pretty much full time. This is another, of course, bench of mine, which has lady slippers mostly on it. You get really good at shoving the benches aside with your hips. There's a seed pod on one. That one's going to be interesting. That one's a big old multifloral crossed with my really, really nice Paphiopedilum wardii. It is a really dumb cross. I don't know, dumb cross. It's a speculative cross. Probably only one person is going to like it, and that'll be me. There's a nice 5-flowered lady slipper there. I don't know if you can kind of see it there. It's got 5 flowers on it. I just knocked an old flower off of it, so it used to have 6 flowers on it. It's on its way out. That's called Berenice. It's actually really, really well bloomed for Berenice. And if you ignore the spots, you can see there's a little loei here. Most of these big plants, these multifloral lady slippers, are actually, again, plants that I sort of inherited from a grower out south of Detroit. I really don't have space for them. I'm strongly considering getting rid of about at least half of these. So stay tuned. I might have a sale so you can buy some of these gigantinormous lady slippers for cheap. That plant's probably 20 years old, I'm gonna guess, but I can't keep all of them. Down here, I built a little rack and got plants on top, and I like to build shelves, you may have noticed. Down here is little lady slipper seedlings. It's a little bright in here for the lady slipper seedlings, so I'm giving them a little shade that way. This thing down here, that plastic thing, is eventually going to be a little humidification chamber. I want to put some misters in it. I bought a mister. Well, I got Josh to ship me a mister, and it wasn't the right size and stuff, so things ended up back. So right now I only have a few trays of little, mostly pleurothalates and things in there, but it's going to be, I don't know, 20 feet long. And I want to put a misting system on here so that we can grow some pleurothalates in the greenhouse, because those will be good frog tank plants. This house is mostly the stock plants that they propagate off of. So you look over here, you'll see some big plants. There's a whole bench full of peperomia. I don't remember. It's the lily pad one. Orbis? There's a tag in any of these. It says Chinese money plant. Well, it's a peperomia. I don't know the species name. Little Hoyas and lipstick plants, and that's good. A lot to show. There goes that ventilation system again. That ventilation system went down for a month this summer. last summer, and it got really, really hot in here. This is more trays of Cryptanthus. I think that's more ruby. This one's called Pink Star, or Pink Starlight. Anyway, back here, you see a bunch of bromeliads. Now, bromeliads, if you're watching this from the frog angle, most people who have a frog tank, I'll put at least one bromeliad in there. So back in the day, back when I was selling the plants for Josh, I collected a gazillion different kinds of bromeliads, some of which are probably a little too big for your dart frog tank. That plant's 2.5 feet tall, but most of which are, pretty reasonable size. I'm trying to give these away, most of them, to Josh. I keep trying to convince the kids who work here to start cutting pups off of them and using them as their own stock plants. I don't know what I'm going to have to do to make that happen. I mean, I love them, but really they're just kind of an afterthought right now. I don't really sell bromeliads anymore. Well, if somebody wants one of these gigantic big ones, I might be able to cut a pup off or two. All right, so we can see actually a little bit of propagation in here. If you like cactuses and succulents and things, there's a bunch of different, that's kind of a cool one. Here with these red leaves, a bunch of Ripsalis. This is a contorted variety of Ripsalis. I am sure that that's on the website. It's an it's actually not a Ripsalis, sorry, that's a Christmas cactus. That's an epiphyllum. I'm sure that's on the website. This is a nice Ripsalis here. This one is one, I keep bringing plants over to them so that they can propagate them. This is one that I've had for many years. It's got a little flower on it. This is called Ripsalis Palisodes. You can tell it's got my tag on it. Pilocarpa, what's left of the tag. And then I keep bringing over other things too. I have a quest to start growing carnivorous plants, but they don't grow well under my lights. Actually, they don't grow well here either, except for the Nepenthes. So I might be getting into Nepenthes. So here's a couple, just 2 Nepenthes plants, but they're taking over a bench here. So maybe I can grow those up. Okay, well, I don't know what else you guys would like to see. And this video is getting a little too long, so I'm going to cut it off here. If anybody wants to see any particular plants or get a little more information, seriously, go to joshsfrogs.com, and most of the stuff, not the orchids. I don't think I have any orchids for sale at Josh's right now, but all of the other plants, there's going to be a wide selection to choose from. So maybe start doing some research there. Okay, take care, everybody.